All right, in this video, we're going to go over the second page of 7.2 notes. This is where you now use the relationships we learned in the previous video to solve for unknown values. All right, so the first one is giving you the opposite sides as algebraic expressions. So based on our relationship with that is that these two sides are congruent. So you're going to write the equation of 9x minus 25 equals 5x plus 7. And then you solve for x. So you move x's to one side, constants to another, constants canceled, x values canceled, and you're left with 9x minus 5x, which is 4x, and then 7 plus 25, that is 32. Then you have to divide by 4, and x equals 8. It's asking to solve for x, so you're done. Number 8 is asking you to find for the side length yz. So you don't stop just at solving for x. You actually substitute it for the value of x, and then you find the answer. But same format. Opposite sides are equal. So you write down the equation equaling each side to one another. Then you solve for x. So you subtract 19x minus 1. And 11 minus 19 is negative 8x. Negative 31 minus 1 is negative 32. You divide by negative 8, and x equals 4. So here you're going to now use the expression 19x minus 31 and substitute the 4 in there. So 19 times 4 minus 31. Okay, let me type that in. 19 times 4. That's 76 minus 31, and that equals 45. So yz equals 45. All right, the next problem we have is labeling TV, which is the whole thing, as 74. So remember that these two are being cut into halves. The diagonals intersect and bisect each other. So 74 divided by 2, that will give us 37. So this part is 37, this part is 37. Then it says WV is 4x plus 1. So this is 4x plus 1. 4x plus 1 equals 37. Solve for x. All right. So then x equals 9. Number 10. If at any point you want to pause the video, do the math on your own, and then press play when you're ready to check, just go ahead and do that. All right, and S, we have 2x plus 7 right here. And then SQ is 5x minus 23. SQ is the other part, so 5x minus 23. And as mentioned earlier, this is a diagonal bisected by the other diagonal, so they're equal. So 2x plus 7 equals 5x minus 23. Solve for x. Cancel the x's, subtract 7. 2x minus 5x equals negative 3x, and then that's negative 30. Divide by negative 3, x equals positive 10. It's asking to find NQ though. So now we look at NQ. NQ is the whole thing. So we need to either plug this in into 1 and then double the answer, or we need to combine like terms and then plug it into the expression. I believe we can just solve for 1 and then double it. It might be easier. Okay, so 2x plus 7 is one part, and then I substituted the 10 in there. So 2 times 10 is 20. 20 plus 7 is 27. So one part is 27, and then you're going to add another 27, and that's going to equal 54. So 54 is the answer to NQ. All right, let's try number 11. This one is talking about angles. We talked about the angles on the inside being congruent to the angles on the opposite of that, which again, congruent meaning we write them equal to each other. And then you solve for x. So 4 minus 6 is negative 2x. Negative 15 minus 11, that's negative 26. Divide by negative 2, x equals 13. But they don't want you to solve for x, they want you to solve for measure of angle B. So what you're going to do now is pick one of these and find what that angle is. So let's do 6x minus 15 for angle A. And I'm going to substitute 13 in there, so 6 times 13 minus 15. 6 times 13 minus 15. So that is 63. So the measure of angle A is 63 degrees. And if this is 63 degrees, remember that consecutive angles are supplementary. So we do 180 minus 63. And that's 117 degrees for the measure of angle B. All right, let's do the next one, measure of angle R. So on this one, we are given this angle and this angle. And those two angles are consecutive, which means that they're going to add up to 180. So we write both expressions and equal them to 180. If you add both of these, so we're going to combine like terms. 3x plus 8x, that's 11x. 5 minus 12, that's negative 7. Add 7. So 11x equals 187. Then you divide by 11. And x equals 17. But they don't want you to find x, they want you to find the angle of measure, the measure of angle R. R is over here, which happens to be across angle P. So that means the same expression applies. 3x plus 5. Substitute the x value of 17. And then 3 times 17, that's 51 plus 5. So it equals 56. Measure of angle R equals 56. All right, 2 more. Let's do number 13. Measure of angle KLH. KLH, that's the whole thing. It's 134 degrees. Then solve for x. Okay, so this one, looking at the annotations, we recall that the parallelogram, the diagonal crossing the parallelogram, creates alternate interior angles right here and right here. And then that means this is 25 degrees. And the 134 is given to you because, once again, consecutive angles add up to 180. So 180 minus 134. That's going to be 46. So 46 is the answer to these two angles combined. So we can write down 4x plus 9 plus 25 equals 46. 9 and 25 are 34. And then we subtract 34 from both sides. 4x equals 12. So then divide that by 4 and x equals 3. It is asking to solve for x, so that is the answer. All right, last question to go over with me. ABC, this whole thing is labeled as 115. And then it's asking you to find ADB. ADB, so it's asking you to find this angle. All right, so let's look at what we have been given. We know alternate interior applies here because of the diagonal. So this angle is this angle. So we can say 6x minus 11 applies in this corner right here too. And now we have them side by side, expression side by side, and then we had seen that the whole thing is 115. So then now you write the expression adding each other equals 115. So combine like terms, 10x, and then you have 6 minus 11, that's negative 5. And then you add 5. 10x equals 120. Divide by 10. X equals 12. It's asking to find the measure of angle ADB. ADB is this one, so we're going to go ahead and substitute the 12 in there. 6 times 12 minus 11, so that's 72 minus 11. And that gives you 61. So the measure of angle ADB equals 61. All right, so with these problems, you can now use them to help you practice. So please continue, flip this page to where it says 7.2 practice, and go ahead and apply what you learned in this video along with the previous one. Ignore these number 10, 11, and 12 since they go over how to do on a coordinate grid, and that's this part of the notes. But we're not going to do that at the time. All right, hope this